Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm doing the final part in my Masters of Horror Season 1, and this will be a ranking of all of the episodes in this season, so let's just get right into it. At number 13, we have Chocolate. This is the lowest in my ranking, mostly because after watching all of the episodes, it was clear that this really wasn't much of a horror film. I mean, mostly a thriller, potentially, if you could even call it that. I did have some interesting readings of this episode, so if you're interested, definitely check out my full review of that one. Coming in at number 12 was H.P. Lovecraft's Dreams of a Witch House, which was directed by Stuart Gordon. I did not like this episode. While it was more horror, that's why it's above Chocolate, I just thought that all of the stuff that was Lovecraft in this episode was the stuff that didn't work for me. I liked all the interactions and things like that. I just did not like the stuff that was Lovecraft. Coming in at number 11 was Hellboys Tale, which is directed by John McNaughton. This one was just boring. It was a boring episode until the last 10 to 15 minutes. It was overall just really boring. It was kind of a take on like a Frankenstein story. It was written by Clive Barker, but I did not like it. I mean, the ending definitely picked it up quite a bit, but it just overall was not a good episode. Coming in at number 11 is Deer Woman, which was directed by John Landis. This one, I did appreciate the Native American mythology that it gave off. It just wasn't really my cup of tea. I did like a couple of the things, mainly the part of the episode where he's like trying to go through these different theories of what potentially had happened to a murder victim, and he was going through the scenario and we were seeing these scenarios play out. That was a really fun part of this episode, but overall, there were just other episodes that I liked more than this one. Coming in at number 9, we have Dance of the Dead, which was directed by Tobe Hooper. And this one is low because I liked the story, but I did not like the stylistic things that Tobe Hooper was doing. I just thought that there was it was just too distracting and overall just took away from the actual story itself. Coming in at number 8 is Homecoming by Joe Dante. This one was an interesting one with a bit of a political commentary, which I did appreciate, but overall it was just kind of mediocre for me. Number 7, we have Jennifer. This is one that I originally, when I first saw it, did not like, but upon rewatching it for my review, I actually really enjoyed this one. I thought that it was pretty good. There are some things that I didn't particularly enjoy about it, but for the most part, this was a pretty solid episode. And at number 6 is Sick Girl by Lucky McKee. This one is definitely a weird one. I wasn't sure what I thought about it while I was watching it, but some of the things that happened towards the end really changed my mind about it, and overall, I thought that it was a really interesting body horror piece, and I liked it. Coming in at number 5 is the most controversial episode, which is Imprint. This one was interesting. This is probably actually the episode that I've seen the most out of this series. This is also the one that I think probably scared somebody that I did not know, scarred them for life, because I watched it and there was an immense amount of sobbing, so I had to turn it off in the middle of it, and that was an interesting thing. But like I said in my review of this, I think that it was just a little too graphic for graphic's sake. Like, I had seen Audition, and I thought Audition was much more tame than this. Like, this one was a little bit wilder, so like I liked it, but then I also thought that maybe they could have cut a few things out. Coming in at number 4 is Incident on and Off a Mountain Road. This one was just a super fun episode. I really liked it. I liked that it was kind of like a revenge tale. I really liked the ending. I thought that the ending was pretty nice, and overall thought it was a pretty great episode. Definitely one that's worth checking out. Number 3 is Pick Me Up. and I really liked this episode. This was a dueling serial killers. I thought that that was a very interesting choice, and I liked how they were foils of each other, and I liked their styles and things like that. So I definitely would recommend checking this one out. So my number 2 is Fair-Haired Child, and this might shock a couple people that it's this high up on my list, but I really liked this episode. I thought that it was a really sweet story. It ended in a way that I wasn't really expecting, but it was like a happy ending. And I know we don't get that a lot in horror stories, so I definitely enjoyed that. And I thought that it turned out to be really pretty cool. And then coming out at number 1, which I don't think is a surprise because I think a lot of people think that this is probably the best episode from the first season, but it is Cigarette Burns. And as a film lover, I definitely loved this depiction of film and how sometimes things can be a bit obsessive, and I just overall thought that this was one of the best, and it's definitely one of the best current John Carpenter films to have come out in the past, I don't know, 10 years at least, and overall I thought it was great. So that is it for this video. Let me know how you would have ranked the episodes in the comments down below, whether you agree with some of my choices or not. Let me know. And remember, if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to be, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye.